Sensei Nick, take it away, my friend.
Guys, this is it. We're going to talk about some things we talked about before. Okay, the marketing time machine. We're going to be talking about traditional marketing. We'll go right into it. And then if anybody has any questions afterwards, I'll take some more questions. So this is more about a raise of hands. We're going to do like a little question and answer for you here. I just want to just see what you guys are doing, okay? So raise your hand if you still do magazine ads. Good, barely anybody. Commercials. A couple people still doing commercials. Direct mail. I thought that'd be the highest, okay? How about yellow pages? Whew, okay. Radio. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Raise your hands now for the people that just raised their hands. If you're doing those methods and they're up from 2009, they're up. So if you're actually getting more students, more calls, raise your hand. Okay, more. So she said she was more from 2009 to 2010. So one person. All right. How much are you spending? I'll just say one person per month. Per month. Could anybody tell me what they're spending on traditional marketing per month? Anybody? Yes, sir.
Right now,
Nothing on traditional marketing, zero. Okay. Who is spending money on traditional marketing? Yes. Art?
About $2,500.
Wow, really? $2,500 a month. Okay. 300. Okay. So I want you everybody to think about these numbers, because when I get to some slides in the future, you're going to see where I'm going with this. Okay. Anybody else? So 2,500. Yes.
700.
700. Okay. So that includes like yellow pages, direct mail. No, it doesn't.
No yellow pages.
Okay, you do no yellow pages.
Just strictly print ads like shoppers that go out.
Clipper, shopper's guide. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's keep going on then. Combining all these methods, how many leads do you generate per year? Can anybody tell me that? So all these traditional marketing methods, let's go. How many leads are you generating per year?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Okay, not sure?
I need math.
Okay, if you had math, though, you had those stats
I
though?
would have that stat.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Sensei? Bart?
I would have to say probably around 600 leads a year to generate.
Okay, 600, but I'm talking about strictly from the traditional marketing methods.
Oh, so they're probably about maybe
200, okay.
Do you consider like having a booth at an event?
That would be more of like an external promotion. So this, anything from print advertising, anything of those types. What do you think? How much? How many leads?
Not very much.
Not very many. Okay.
We get more cards for events.
Okay. Anybody else? 200. All right. So 200. I think it's more accurate to say maybe 100. All right. That's but it's 200. I think you're between 150 and 2. That's fine. All right. Let's keep going on. Out of those 100, okay, how many of them will refer, share or refer someone else? I would say if we're lucky, maybe 20%. That's about right. Okay. Let's come back to that. So just think about that. Out of those 200 that we're saying, or 150, okay, out of those people, all right, 20% of them, which will be, let's say the number's 100, 20 people will actually refer somebody else. Okay, they'll refer someone else about your program, maybe get a referral. Maybe it's 30%, so 30. Okay. Now let's come back to that. Now raise your hand in here. Let's see. I think hopefully everyone has their hands up. Who has a personal Facebook profile? Good. Hands down. Facebook fan page. Almost everybody. Who does not have a Facebook fan page? Okay, not yet. Right, Sensei? You'll have it next week. Who else? Facebook fan page. Who does not have a Facebook fan page? Not yet. I'll see you after class. How about who does not have a social website through Champions Way? Who has a social website through Champions Way? Hands down. Who has no idea what a social website is, to be honest? Okay, let's talk about it. Social website's the web social. Okay, that means that attached to your website, you have what's known as web social. So inside, when people come to your website, which is in most cases is a static website, when a web social is attached to it, they go to your website, they can leave comments, they can see your blog, they can see all your web social applications. It's attached to your website. So if you don't have that, you must leave here today with that. You must get that. Do definitely talk to them, because the static websites, like even if people are on Facebook and then they go to your website and it's static, people will leave, okay? With the web social, there's a better chance. I'm not saying they're not gonna leave. there's a better chance of them actually engaging, leaving a comment, talking. You're able to do that. It's more of a two-way thing versus the static website. How many people have a Twitter account? Okay, good. How many people have a YouTube channel? All right. How much do these methods cost? Anybody? That's right. Okay. They cost nothing, right? So I'm going to show you a lot of slides here that you're going to be kind of surprised when we talk about the lead generation and what the cost is per leads. So after a year of using the Facebook fan page, the Twitter, all these different social networks, YouTube, what do you think after a year, like starting today, if you were consistent, how many followers total do you think that you could have after a year? Mike, what do you think?
2,000, 3,000.
Okay, that's about accurate. 2,000, yeah, that's very accurate. A fan page, the basic fan page, I would say the average school, I think you guys can get 400 to 500 fans. All right, 400 to 500 fans on your fan page, at least. All right. I think the realistic number though, Mike, is about 1,000. That's what I really think is after about a year. But 2,000, maybe if you're hustling the way you're working, you probably could do it. So 400 to 500 on the fan page. Twitter, I want to say the average school, maybe 100. That's one of the harder ones. Okay, maybe 100. YouTube subscribers, or if you're putting videos out pretty much every week, or at least consistently, it's hard to get subscribers. Maybe let's just say 50. Maybe about 50. All right. Then you have your web social. That would be your highest one. Okay, because your students go to web social. All right, the students go to web social. So if you have all them on, you give them the password and they're on web social. Let's just say the average school 150. So you see where I'm going. Maybe let's just say 750 to 1,000 leads after a year. Okay. So if you have 1,000 followers, fans, and/or subscribers, the average person on Facebook has 300 friends. That's the average person. So every fan you have, me and Sensei Morgan were talking earlier, the average fan on Facebook, thank you Sensei, is worth $250. That's what it is. The average, that's what a fan is worth on your Facebook fan page. That is a lead, $200, $250, somewhere around there. All right, so if you have 1,000 followers on Facebook, you're reaching basically 30,000 people. You know what I mean? If they had 300 friends each, that's pretty good. All right, and then they're all talking. They're all mentioning your name, possibly. We'll come back to that. So let's go on. So inserting all the methods of sharing. Say, when you're doing the traditional marketing methods, referrals, they might tell someone to come see you. They might bring someone in. That's about it. That's really the only ways they can do it. They'll bring maybe come to friend class. So that's really all it is. Or they'll say, oh yeah, they told me to come by. That's pretty much it. Now with social marketing, let's just go over a couple of these methods. Retweeting, like if you have something good, all right, something that we talked about the content creation scale, something that's a call to action, okay, that can spread very easily. All right, it's called retweeting. So if you have something that's good on Twitter, someone can retweet. All right, someone could share a YouTube video. They could share. If you look on the web social, you could share those things. YouTube, same thing we talked about. Web social, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, just check it out. You would see how easy it is. But that's how they do it. What I'm trying to show you is through social media, that is how they're going to give referrals. That's how they're going to pass the knowledge on. That's why the content is so important. That's why the content is so important, because it's not going to get shared. Okay, the two main jobs, all right? The two main jobs, make it as easy as possible for the information to be shared. If you don't do that, okay, if it's not easy to be shared, it won't get passed on to anybody else. And then the second thing is the content. So those are the two most important things, your content and how easy it is to be shared. All right, so sometimes I look at some blogs or we look at other applications of people, their Facebook fan page, like you see how we're customizing the fan pages. You see that. It becomes a 24/7 marketing vehicle. There's information on there. They go on there. You need to make it as easy as possible for the consumer. We know that. Let's come back to that. So there's no question which is more effective. We've proven that for the past year if you've been following anything we're doing. There's no question. All right? We know that it's more effective. All right? The only question is, why aren't you doing it yet? Why aren't you doing it? And there's two reasons. The main reason, number one, is that the time. Okay, you don't have the time to do it. And the second thing is you get lost. Okay, when you start getting into this, you're getting confused. You're not sure exactly what to do, and then you stop doing it. So we know we have to do it. We know we have to be on top of this. All right, now I want to show you some other things here. This is what I want to go over today with you guys. And you're going to like these statistics, but the 5 takeaways. The difference between traditional marketing and Champions Way marketing. We're going to talk about that again. And we're going to talk about it again and again and again. All right? Because we're going to constantly keep talking about the traditional marketing methods so you get them out of your system. So when the yellow page person comes up this year, if for those of you who are still doing the yellow pages, and they say, okay, well listen, we need to renew you. All right? You're going to say to them, I only want to do a listing. I want to do the bare minimum. I don't want to do anything. All right? Because no one is checking out the yellow pages. It's over. All right? Or if someone comes up to you and says they want to do the Clipper magazine, what you're going to say to them is, I'll tell you what, I will pay you for the amount of people that actually look at my magazine. They're going to say, well, what are you talking about? Like, you know, we reach 60,000 people. No, it goes out to 60,000 houses, okay? But we have no idea how many people actually see it. All right, so why are we going to do something like that? Why, like on Facebook, like, you know, if we're putting our efforts into that and we're getting people there and 1,000 people that are actually real prospects, we have a better chance of converting them than just a magazine going out like we talked about with 6 other martial arts schools in it. 6 other martial arts schools. All right, we don't want to do that. What traditional marketing methods still work and which ones are dead? I'm not saying that not to do them at all. All right, I would never do. I haven't done the yellow pages in years. Okay, but I would do the yellow pages. But there are ones that still work. We're going to talk about some of them because I'm not saying that everything has to go through social media. We're going to talk about that. The 5 traditional marketing methods to stop today. We're going to go over that again. The 5 most important things for you to do right now, and then what is coming soon. All right, it's always important to see what's coming. If you don't know what's coming, then when we're talking about things, you're not going to see what we're trying to do. We're trying to get ready. All right, so let's go into it. So the difference between traditional marketing, okay, and Champions Way marketing, inbound marketing, whatever you want to call it. We already talked about this, but like I said, we're going to do it again. Clipper magazine. All right, we know it's expensive. We don't know how many people see it. Television, same thing. We don't know how many people actually see the television ads that we're doing. Radio, everyone has an iPod. Telephone, it's annoying. People don't want to be called. They can't stand getting the call during dinner. Okay, we know how much they hate that. There's the same graph I showed you last week, or I'm sorry, yesterday. That's the web social. For those of you that are wondering what web social is, that is our web social icon. Your software, okay, everything that we have in Perfect Mind, it goes out. It can be shared to all those different networks you want attached to your website. SEO, some of you guys are doing SEO. Who does SEO from Champions Way? Cool. So we have some SEO clients, all right? So here's a lot of people have been asking me, what's the difference between SEO and SMO? All right, so SEO gets your website, martialartsforyou.com, or my website's championsnj.com. It gets you higher ranking. So you're maybe on the first page, maybe you're second, third ranking on the first page. That's what SEO is. It's for your website. SMO is for your social media. All right? So it's great to do SEO. Okay? It's better to do SEO and SMO because when people go to that first page, they see your static website again. They see your website and they're just like, okay, great. SMO takes your other networks where people actually are going to see what other people are saying about you. Okay? They're going to see what your fan page. Okay? Here's a good example. When I can't wait. Me and my wife are going away. I would say in March. It's been a long 3 or 4 months. The Library 2.0, the team, we worked literally weeks, almost a month straight, including Saturdays and Sundays. All right, I can't wait to show that to you, but we're going on vacation. Me and my wife, I'm not sure where we're going. So she shows me all these websites. I'm looking at them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know, these pictures, I'm not really sure. So I said, babe, we have to go to the fan page. Let's see what everyone else is saying. So we go to the fan pages. Now, it was interesting. A couple of resorts we saw, all they talked about was everyone was saying, they can't wait to come. They can't wait to get there. They were like, we can't wait. But the one thing I went on pages. I don't know if I couldn't really decide what to do with this one because they never said whether it was good or bad. Everyone just talked about coming, but I said to her, no one said that it was great. Everyone was excited about coming. We can't wait to get there. No one uploaded pictures. No one said that it was great. So I went to some other websites, some other Facebook fan pages. Some of them didn't have them, some of them did. And I finally found a resort that actually everyone was raving about. Okay, everybody this was awesome, it was the best vacation ever, Palm Island. And they were just talking about how amazing it was. And that's like what people are doing now. Okay, that's what they're doing. They don't want to go on every one of your websites, you're a world champion, You're the best in the state. You're the #1 kickboxing champion. You're this, you're that. Everyone's a world champion in martial arts. Everybody's the best. That's what everyone's website says. I mean, I can't tell you how many schools have you seen. They've been voted the top 100 school in the world. You see it all the time. So that, we all hear it, right? So that's what these people are going to do. That's how they're going to find you now. Okay, they want to see the social media, what people are talking about you on Facebook. They're going to check out your Twitter account. They're going to go to your YouTube channel, all right? And if they go to the YouTube channel and then there's one video, they're going to leave. So that's why the consistency is so important. Constantly updating, being innovative, constantly putting more material out there for everybody to see, and good content, great content. So traditional marketing, the first one, the percentage is decreasing. The analytics, okay, and the barriers. That's a problem. There's too many barriers with the telephone. That means caller ID. People are just not answering the phone. All right. What are the analytics? There's so me and Sensei John were talking about this weekend. Cold calling. If you're calling birthday party leads, or we were talking about calling martial arts schools. Doesn't matter. Either one, they're going down. No one's answering the phone. Does anybody have really good statistics with cold calling in here? Raise your hand. There you go. Okay. Cost. So traditional marketing methods, terrible ROI. And I want to show you the ROI. I want to show you because you haven't done it. You've never looked to see what it's costing you to do a Clipper magazine or a commercial and finding out what you're paying to get your leads. You haven't looked at that, but I want to show you that. And then not voluntary. Okay, traditional marketing methods are not voluntary. Social media is voluntary. People follow you because they want to. People follow me on Facebook or me on Twitter because they came to a webinar. They're like, wow, Sensei Nick had some cool ideas, and then they start following me. That's what it is. They don't just with the traditional marketing methods, it's forced, it's jammed, and they don't like it. So Champions Way, the first thing, perfect mind integration. Okay, everything that we're doing, we integrate through the perfect mind. So it goes right from social media through perfect mind through web social. All right. The cost, all right, SEO, SMO, it's $500 a month. That's it, okay, for SEO and SMO. Okay, Yellow Pages, what's the other one? Magazine ads, commercials, all those things are well over $1,000 a month if you're doing them. If you're not doing anything, then you're not doing any type of marketing. Social reach, okay, it's a numbers game. We talk about all the time. The business isn't that complicated. We all know that, okay? This is a numbers game. Okay, the more leads we have, the more people we sign up, the better the retention. It's all you're battling all the time, simple numbers game. So the numbers game for us, for social media, is we're trying to grow our social reach. We're trying to grow the amount of followers we have. We're constantly working on that, and it starts with the content. So comparing the reach, this is where you'll see some numbers that are really interesting. Okay, so up here, comparing the reach, all right? Direct mail, this is the reach of direct mail, magazines, radio, television. Now, direct mail, usually it goes out to 10,000 houses. That's usually, I'm sure, what you've heard too. Like, this goes out to 10,000 houses. All right, maybe some 20,000, but at least in my area, New Jersey, when I was doing a direct mail campaign, it would go out to 10,000 houses. Right? Would everybody agree with that numbers, approximately? There you go. Okay. Magazines go out to a little bit more. Magazines will go, if I did like 1 zone or 2 zones, about 20,000 people for the Clipper magazine. That was what we would do. We would go out to a little bit more than direct mail. Radio, they'll brag about that one. They'll say that the radio will go out to 20,000 people. Okay, there's 20,000 listeners. That's what they say. 20,000 people, 20,000. 2 years ago, I spent, I think it was about $2,000 a month for 3 months on what was called Q102. It's a station near me. They literally came to my school, did kickboxing classes, live DJs, everything. I did not get not even one person even ever said anything about it. Not even nothing. It was like so cool that like you told people about it. Like, yo, they're coming, they're gonna do a live DJ kickboxing class, whatever. And we did it like one like Friday a month or a week for the course of like 3 months. Nothing. I got nothing from it whatsoever. It was just that I told them, I was able to tell my friends like, oh yeah, DJ Richie Rich is gonna be here. Oh, that went down the tubes. TV. This is the best one too. Like this in my opinion is the worst one. They're going to tell you it's going out to 60,000 people. There's 60,000 people watching it. Then you got to pay for the production of the commercial. You got to pay for the production of the commercial. You got to pay for all these other things they charge you for. It just adds up, and they say it goes out to 60,000 people. But the problem is it's not the 60,000 people that we want. It's like the kids, the moms aren't there. It's just, again, it's just, we're gonna go over the reach of social media now. Or actually, no, now we're gonna go over the cost. So the cost for direct mail, the cost for magazines, the cost for all these traditional marketing methods, let's review that. All right? So, direct mail. I'm saying usually when I was doing direct mail, I was spending $1,000 to do one. So they would come in, okay, we have our holiday direct mail campaign going out. It's $1,000. Okay, Nick, it goes out to whatever it was, 20,000 houses, 12,000 houses. And these people all also have the income of over $150,000 per year. They would always say that, oh, this is going out to them. But how do we know if those people even have kids? You know, they would say that. They make the numbers. I mean, like, how accurate really are they? Okay, but we'll get back to that. Magazines, like a Clipper half-page ad in New Jersey. I'm sure Shihan, you know, $800 for like a half page. I would do the front cover, $3,000 for September. Radio, I'm just estimating from when I did it, $400 a month. Okay, television, they usually wanted like $1,000. Okay, now if you look here in red, okay, this ends up being, you have to look first at like the cost per student, right? So if I'm spending $1,000 on a, let's just say the television ad, I'm saying that you actually got one student. You know, I'm saying you got one student, maybe like 2 leads. These are the numbers I want you to think about, okay? I want to come back to this. Now, social media. Okay, let's look at the reach. The reach is lower. Okay, you're like, but the thing is, it's more accurate. Okay, it's more accurate. Your fan page, it's not a lie. You can see the people right there. It's like, these are my 1,000 fans. I can go by, I can look at every single one of them, and they are really the people. That's it. So it's not some number that I'm just saying, like, you know, going in somewhere and trying to sell them on a direct mail campaign. That's how many people you actually have. Now I base this. This is where my school pretty much was. All right. These are not my numbers. Okay. I think it's 1,191 fans. Okay. Twitter, I believe I have 400 followers for my school. Web social, over 2,000 because I have over 6,000 people in my database. Close to 9,000, I believe, for my school. It's been open 11 years. I have all my leads, everyone. That's my total contacts. Okay, and then SEO, I just based that on how many unique visitors per month that we were getting, which was somewhere around 500. You click the report viewer to see how many people were coming to your page. There's so many stats on that. But anyway, that's what I want you to think about that reach there. More accuracy, okay, more accurate. Now the engagement. Okay, so if you look here, the fan page, I had 1,191. 417 monthly active users were on my fan page. That's not bad. 417 out of the 1,100, okay, are actively on my fan page. If you don't know that number here, you will next time you talk to me. That'll be the number we're always talking about, because that number is telling us that whether your fan page is good or not. If you're not getting at least 30% interaction, then that's not good. That means your content's not good. You're just doing the same thing. People are going and they're leaving. All right. Every person that I'm doing social media for, or Champions Way is doing social media for, 100% your numbers are going up. Because before you weren't posting consistently, okay? You were not posting consistently. That's the number one thing. All right. And then also we're asking questions. We're getting a response. Okay. Anyone that wasn't being done before, okay, it is getting done now. That number will keep going up. And the good thing is they're going to keep seeing all your specials. They're going to keep hearing about your school, and then they're going to eventually post, and then their friends will see it. It just goes viral. Twitter. So I was accurate. Look at this. This is what I said on Twitter. I'm showing you. I'm not making numbers up here. So I said I had 400 followers. Honestly, I think there was about 10 people on Twitter that actually really would show me a direct message. They respond. They retweet something. All right. So that's just being accurate right there. I'm trying to show you what it really is. Web social, we're in about I think it was about 225 that have actually checked it out. Right? My front desk on that one, we need to get better with that. The front desk has got to push web social, train more people on web social. That's a lot of work. Web social is easy, but you really got to get your front desk on that. You have to drive into web social, because the email campaigns, guys, are not going to work. Sending someone an email campaign to check out your web social, it's going to get it as much as the personal touch. Excuse me. Okay. So let's go on to the next one. I have conversions. So if you see the green, you can barely see the green here for conversions. And this is for social media. And you can barely see the green. All right? I can tell you right now, when you go to the next slide and you see the thing for traditional marketing, there is no green. You can barely see the green here. This is like what we're really doing. Twitter, I think I have one student from it. Facebook fan pages, at least 60 this year from Facebook, at least 60. Okay, web social, probably about 10, all right? And then SEO, that's been pretty good. We do get a lot of internet calls. I do get a lot of calls for SMO/SEO, okay? So, now let me see the next slide here. There we go. Okay, this is the cost, okay, per lead, what it's actually costing you. We know there's no cost. We already talked about that these are free. That's why if you notice up there, it said that doesn't cost anything. But most of my students, okay, have been coming from SEO, web social. I don't know what happened to the fan page there, Sam. That got deleted, but anyway. So let's go back to this. I'm sorry. We know that with it being no cost, we're not spending as much. We're getting these people to come in the door, and the thing is, it's going to keep getting better. We're going to keep building our fan page every month. We're going to keep posting more content. It's going to grow every single month. Web social connected to your website, that is going to help you out a lot too. Okay, Twitter, in my opinion, that's pretty much the hardest one. That's the hardest one to build followers on. You know, it's a mobile device, okay? It's really for mobile. People don't go on their computer and go on Twitter. So don't waste your time on Twitter too much. All right, Twitter's for more like internet marketers. Fan page is number one. That's definitely gonna be the main place where we go. All right, so let's go to the next part. Takeaway number 2. Okay, and these are my opinions here. Which traditional marketing methods still work and which ones are dead? So rest in peace. These are the ones that I'm telling you right now, just forget, okay? And look at them, it's the same ones I already showed you. That's it. Cold calling, it's annoying, forget it, okay? Spend your time trying to find them on Facebook, send them an invitation, try to do that, okay? Commercials, don't even bother with commercials anymore. There's no point. Radio, I'm done with all of them. This is me, all right? You wanna keep doing them, keep throwing your money out the door, all right? How are these traditional methods working for you? This is my question for you guys, okay? Buddy days. How many people are still doing buddy days and actually getting students from it? Raise your hand. Okay, hands down. How many people have been doing buddy days for the past year or two and it's just getting worse and worse, like no one's coming in? Right? Okay. Yeah, it's not like it used to be, right? Not like it used to be for the buddy days. Referral contests, okay? How many people do referral contests and get a lot of students? Awesome, okay. A couple of you guys? All right, anybody else? iPad? All right. What'd you give away? I can fill this stage up with everything that I've given away. iPads, iPhones, game systems, all that stuff. Like I've realized, like I'm telling you guys, if it's working for you, great. Everybody's different. It does not work. Okay, for me, it does. Like giving away those packages and stuff, nothing. All right, certificates, nothing. All right. And that's why, that's okay. Keep doing them if they're working for you. VIP passes. You know, I don't know how much time you guys waste going from business to business with the VIP passes. Okay, but I can tell you one thing. I started at the bottom. I started as going to all the businesses, trying to walk in, all right, walking into the place with VIP passes, and that must be the most uncomfortable feeling in the world because they do not want to even spend 1 second talking to you. You walk in, hey, would it be alright if I give these VIP passes? They're just like, sure, you know what I mean? And then they're gone the next day. So how much money are you spending on it? Right, you know, it's the truth though, right? It's the truth, you know? Business to business, that's what I'm talking about right there. Like going to business. If you're lucky, you have the one pizza shop that's close to you, all right? And they maybe keep them, but the rest of them going to business. They, like, when people come to your business and they're trying to sell you something, how annoying is it? Right? Like you're so busy, you don't want to waste your time with them. So it happens. Chamber of Commerce, like it's funny, like I think that I should be like, I'm not trying to sound whatever, but when I go to these Chamber of Commerce meetings, I think I should be just taking them over. Like, you know, like, well, we have a great cross promotion, we're gonna be doing this, and you know, I'm like, are you serious? Like, have you guys heard of Facebook? Oh, Facebook? Phew, no. Like they just, you know, it's like, I don't think they're that effective anymore. Maybe make some good contacts. I'm not saying not to do it, but I've sat in those meetings, I'm just like, wow, this is like really old school. You know, they're really behind on the times. And then cold calls. How many people are actually getting really successful percentages from their cold calls? Anybody raise their hand? Nobody? Okay, yeah. From where are the leads from?
Referrals, internet.
Referrals from cold calls? Okay. All right, so my question is though, like when you're doing cold calls, anybody in here that's doing cold calls, is anybody like getting really good percentages? Anybody? No? All right. We've tried it all. I'm sure you guys have too. I've called every canceled student I ever had, like trying to get them to come back. I think the percentage might be like 2%. You actually get them on the phone. All right, then calling back, leads, DNSs. What's DNS? Anybody? Didn't show. Yeah, all the people. Although I've called back. I've called my mass planner from like 6 years ago and called this people. I've had my instructors do it. Like they're leads, but it's just so hard to get them on the phone. So some of these methods might be working for you. Okay, but the thing is, you must change your approach. That's all we're trying to say. Now, I'm not saying to stop doing them. I'm not saying to stop doing these methods. All I'm saying is change your approach, all right? Because here's the thing, all right? All these different methods, what's in it for them? There's nothing in it for them. Like a cold caller, all right? Going business to business, there's me and John talked about this like 5 years ago. Because I told John Malik, I said, John, I think I have it down. I think I know how to get into these businesses. I can give my VIP cards or give my stuff. I said, John, everyone goes in and they get shot down. I said, what I do is I go in there and I just go in there and say, like, hey, my name's Nick, I'm from Champions. I'm just wondering, like, we got some flyers. And they look at me, they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, I have a martial arts school and I just wanted to stop in, get any flyers. I just wanted to take them and then put them on my business and see how it goes. If you have anything that you think would work for me, send it my way. That's it. Unless you're doing that, like they don't want to talk to you at all, but they'd be in shock when I do stuff like that, So be smart. Drive them to your networks, okay, and let the content do the selling. That's the approach, okay. That's the approach, right? Drive them to the social networks and let the content sell your program, all right? That's how you need to do it. Drive them to Facebook, drive them to Twitter. Get your VIP passes on all of your social networks instead. Follow champions. Try that, all right? I've definitely got to make that for the new year for the library. Just follow us and have your social networks on there. Give that away. It's better than like the same special, right? With the kid, with the uniform and the trophy, 6 weeks, 99. Try that. So we're changing our approach. All right, let's move on. So methods that are alive. So what are the dead methods? Okay, now we have the methods that are still alive. Okay, demos. They're always going to work. People love live demos. Okay. Get your iPad with you this time, though. When you come to when you do the live demonstrations, have your iPad so people can fill them out. People can check it out. They can lead, it goes right into Perfect Mind. Have a lead form, goes right into Perfect Mind. School talks. I don't know about you guys. I think I've done more school talks. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe some of you guys did more than me, but I've done hundreds of school talks, and honestly, like it's really hard to get students from them. Like it sounds great. Like I'm in the school systems. Yeah, I teach all the school systems. It sounds great saying that, but the reality is, half the time I'm never allowed to hand out flyers. They're like, well, sometimes, we can't mention where you're from. Thanks. That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, my name is Nick, and I'm a martial arts instructor. So they make it hard. Like, these principles are tough. All right, some of them are hard. Community events, you got to do them. All right, you got to do them. And the thing is now, what happened, guys? This is what happened. All these schools open in my area. I was the one doing these things way before everybody, all right? Now I show up at the events, they're doing the same thing as I did. They're trying to do the demos, they're trying to do the same exact things. So here's my thing, they could fight over all the people by handing out flyers, running up to people, put them on the doors, put them on the cars. They could fight over that, all right? And while they're doing that in the sun, 90-degree weather out in Labor Day weekend, all right, I'll be on my computer just chilling, putting my Facebook status, all right? Uploading some pictures, all right? Trying to work with my students, getting some demos of actual live classes. So remember, what everybody else is doing, do the total opposite. All right? If everybody's thinking the same thing, it means nobody's thinking. Use that. Think about it. All right? So now they're all trying to do the community events. They're all trying to just hand out the flyers. People are getting annoyed with it. I don't want to be that guy anymore. All right? I did that 10 years ago. It worked, but it doesn't anymore. Internal events, keep doing those. Whatever. There's so many different types. Call to actions, I love them. I love call to actions. The challenges with a lot of schools, guys, the call to actions, they think that it's supposed to get you students. A guy, a school owner called me like a year ago. I want to do this bully prevention seminar. Like, how many students am I going to get from it? I was just like, Well, what do you mean? Like, and he just thinks you're supposed to get students from it. You do that for the good of the community, and the word spreads. Remember that for all those events. 5 cents then? Woo! This is gonna be quick. All right, so okay, I like this picture. This is a pretty good picture. So the search, see that? He's looking. All right, see the dollar signs in there. Where do people search? Where do people find your businesses now? All right, this is where they find you. All right, Google, obviously, whatever, Bing, any of the search engines, YouTube, Facebook, and now there's social search. People they look up blogs. They might go on Technorati, but that's where people are finding you nowadays. Right? That's where they're finding you. All right, and how do people compare you? Content. That's how they compare you. So they're going online, right? And they're either going to find you or your competitor. Right? They're going to find you or your competitor. So when they find both of you, they're going to go onto your Facebook. They're going to go onto their Facebook. They're going to check this person's YouTube. They're going to check that person's YouTube. That's how they're comparing you now. Then they're going to go with the school they think is closer like them. So, our whole thing with Champions Way, we're keeping it real. All right? That's what we're always trying to do. We want to be us, okay? We want to be, not fakes and phonies, all right? We want to be ourselves. That's what you need to do online. You will attract the same people back. Be you. If you're a karate instructor, be a karate instructor. All right? If you're an MMA guy, be an MMA guy, or whatever. If you're a BJJ practitioner, focus on that. But the content, that's how they're going to decide what school they're going to go to. So the 5 traditional marketing methods that stop today, I went over those already, so we're good. We go right into number 4. The most important things to do right now. So you're leaving tomorrow. What do you need to do? Just go right down the checklist. Whatever you haven't done, do it. So number 1, Facebook fan page. That's number 1. If you have one, great. If you don't, all right, then it's time to do it. Web social. If you don't, for those who don't know web social, see your account manager. What's this web social Sensei Nick's talking about? I need it. Do it. Get on it. I think it's included. Check with the sales team. And then YouTube. How good are your classes? Do you have anything on YouTube? That would be the next phase of what you're trying to do. Change all systems internally. All right. This is probably one of the most important things that most of us will not do. When I come back to the next CWAY, if I said, okay guys, when I talked about this from the last CWAY, how many people actually change this? Because you are going to have to just be on top of your front desk people every single day, reminding them for months. That's how long it's going to take them to change, because they're doing the same thing, sitting on the computer, they're checking their own Facebook status. That's the best one, isn't it? You know what I mean? Sorry front desk people. But yeah, they're checking their own Facebook status, but yet they're not getting fans for you. So front desk, I talked about the birthday parties. I gave it to you. All right, I know how they have to change. Simple. All right, students are coming in. They got the sign-in sheet, and you're telling them, okay, guys, listen, we're getting ready to start with the birthday party. I want to make sure everybody knows at the end of the party, guys, parents, I'm uploading everything, all the pictures, videos, everything from the birthday party are going to our Facebook page. Our Facebook is facebook.com/championsfans. Okay, and we're going to be passing around our iPad. Just become a fan, and then when it gets uploaded tonight, you'll be able to check it out right on our fan page. Start doing that, all right? Because then when they become a fan, now they're your lead, all right? Or they go into your database as a lead, all right? And you email them 60 times, they unsubscribe, right? That's what happens. He loves it, right? They unsubscribe and then you never get any information. That's it. You lose them. Weekly quote. I love the quotes. Like, I've heard them all. I'm sure like you guys do. Like the black belts will never quit. Whatever. Hustle beats talent. If talent doesn't hustle, that's my quote. All these different quotes. Well, take the quote board that we had in our school. Everybody has their quote board, all right? We still have that, but let's get it on our web social. And then after we do our quote, we walk around to the parents. Parents, if everybody could just, real quick, check out our weekly quote. You can pass it around, or it could be a blog post. What we've been doing is we're doing a short blog post, okay, for our quote, just something really short, okay? And then we have the full thing on our web social. We want to pass that around to everybody and get people to start interacting. Again, I'm driving them to the networks. Instructor talks, your instructors, they have to be trained also about driving people to the Facebook fan page. They got to be creative. Blogs, surveys, the pro shop, I already talked about the pro shop and the front desk. One thing we're doing for January, we get new demo team uniforms. We're actually having our website, we're also putting our fan page on there too. We're going to try that out, because you know what? And I'm sure this would help a lot of you guys out too. Some people have some, honestly, some weird website addresses. Like I asked them, I'm like, yo, could you email it to me? They just email it to me, like, I'm sorry, like, It's just hard. I can't, you don't want to leave it up to them to know how to spell. So put the Facebook fan page on there. Put it on the leg. I'm trying some different things. So change marketing budget immediately. Your competition is going to get a head start. Will you ever catch up? Once they're ahead of you with social media, okay, you're going to be playing catch up for a while. When their fan page starts getting big, you don't want to play catch up. When they're on YouTube, when they're on Flickr, when they're on all these different objects I'm talking about, you're going to be playing catch up for a long time. So if you're, instead of throwing money out with the Yellow Pages or other methods, consider it. Think about doing SMO. Okay, takeaway number 5, what is coming soon? Am I good, Vahid? Am I good? Thank you, sir. Almost done. The future, the next exit. Okay, social commerce. For the reason why we're trying to get you on this, all right, and you're getting focused on your social media. Some people are already doing it already, but through the Perfect Mind, the best part is that we're going to drive people there to our web social. We can get them to do eventually these courses, classes, information, and then they sign up, pay online. It goes right to our Perfect Mind account to become a student. All right, people will be doing that from their cell phones. All right, they will be doing that. That's what's going to happen down the road. All right? It's already starting to happen. People will be buying everything socially. People doing websites already. Mobile iPad virtual training. People, they want to be able to practice online with the iPad, with their cell phone. You can see the whole library, guys. Library 2.0. All of our videos, Master Ace, Drysdale, all of them. You can go on your iPhone and watch videos. Okay. The thing is, you're next. You want to provide that for your students. You want to provide those things for your students as well. But we want something attached to it. How they're going to sign up, how they're going to enroll, where's the information, all attached to that. And the next thing, my prediction also is live streaming. I think it's live. I see it happening. We're working with the sensei now. I told him, I said, Sensei, I think in 3 years you can become one of the biggest kickboxing virtual instructors in the world. I said, I wouldn't even open a school. I told him that. I said, if I were you, I would not even open a school. I said, you could be, basically I'm talking plasma, right? You have some instructors, but what if you could have an amazing kickboxing instructor coming in and you're just watching the students and he's motivating the class? That will happen in the future. That is going to happen. All through social media, okay? And marketing people that aren't even in your school. How crazy is that going to be? All right, that's the future of what's going to happen in the industry. Training methods, okay? You need to have that kind of stuff. So keep in mind what's going to be happening in the future. Okay, I think there's one more page here. Talked about social commerce. Key points for social commerce. If you have followers, who's going to buy? So, if you don't have the followers, no one's going to buy anything. That's why we're working on getting the followers. Why should they buy from you? Okay, what makes you different? And are you set up properly? That's what we're trying to work on. That's what I'm talking about for social commerce. All right. So the content, all right, why is your school different? It's going to be all the videos that they're going to see. That's how they're going to decide. All this stuff we've been talking about. That's how they're going to compare you. It's the same thing's going to happen online. Before they used to come in, check your school out. Wow, looks pretty nice, right? Now they're not even going to do that. They're going to go online. They're going to check your classes out online. They are going to check out your classes online. That's why the Library 2.0, all right, we have to get in there teaching people how to teach, working on our classes in addition to all the business methodologies that we've been talking about. Virtual training. Okay, they will buy on first impression. They're going to buy as soon as you come on that, that video, or they're looking at you, all right, and they see the way you're speaking, they see the way you're talking, they see the motivation, the inspiration that's coming through your voice. That's what they're going to buy, all right? They're not going to buy from the guy who just, doesn't speak well, isn't really organized, doesn't look sharp. You need to, you look sharp, right? You will be able to offer courses to the masses, all right? You will be able to do that through virtual training, all right? You'll be able to have people all over, all right? So, and this is the interesting thing is, since we had virtual school, 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, now it's coming back out, now it's ready, and it's going to happen, all right? But that was it. Live streaming, like I talked about, we will have that eventually. The battle's going to be online, guys. That's where it's going. So you see that used to be in the community, nutritional marketing, whoever had the most money, all right? Now it's not, okay? You heard me talk about this last CWAY. It's brains versus budget, all right? The people that are smarter can win now. You don't need to have the big budget. You don't need to have the fancy ads, all right? You don't need that. Now it comes down to your content, and it comes down to yourself and getting yourself out there. So the way you look will be more important than ever. Right? The way you teach will be more important than ever. People are going to see it. Okay, so now, really, it's going to be, I'm actually excited because I know there's schools out there that can't teach. I've seen them. I'm like, this is their students? That's actually good for some of us, right? For some of us, it might not be so good. Some of us might need to step up our game now in the next couple months or next couple years. The way your students look are gonna be more important than ever. When you're doing videos and, your students are doing a demonstration, okay, they're doing a demo, whether it's kickboxing, karate, whatever, that's gonna be important, because people are gonna look at that, and they're gonna look at different schools and say like, wow, their students just look better. They look more disciplined, all right? And then those are the people that are gonna attract towards you. Some people might say, wow, they're just too strict. I didn't like that they were really strict. So it's kind of unique, okay, but keep in mind all those things. Final message, okay, guys? Just whatever you do, just get started, like immediately on your fan page. That's my number one thing I want to make sure everybody understands. We will be doing a tour of the library 2.0 later today. So if anybody wants to see more about that, we'll be doing that. And any questions on social media, Vahid has a mic, raise your hand, I'll go over anything you want.
Sensei Nick, sir, quick question for you. Pertaining to the 6 weeks for 99, that you're doing with people. When you do that, I'm sorry, I'll come back. I have it. I'll come back. I apologize.
No problem.
Sensei Nick, you talked about having leads fill in using your iPad. I was just wondering, how is that implemented? If you could kind of just describe that a little bit more.
Sure.
Trying to figure out how to do it.
You had your Perfect Mind account open?
Yes.
And then you went to like the leads tab, like one at a time, they could just enter themselves. All right, or if you have a campaign, like you'd actually allow them to enter their own information. I can show you that afterwards as well.
Okay, thank you.
No worries.
Just to elaborate on that, if you have a web to lead form on your website, section that they fill out for a promotion, you can just take them to the link, just fill in their information. First name, last name, yeah.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. How do you check your monthly visitors on your Facebook fan page?
It's actually called Insights, and it's actually free. It's right on the fan page on the left-hand side. It's called Insights, and you'll see there's like pretty much 4 arrows. It says like your daily posts, whether it's up or down, monthly, unique monthly visitors, up or down. And I can show you that also when on the computer outside, but it's free, and it's right on your main Facebook page as long as you're logged in. Yep.
Sensei, do you make it mandatory for them to post on your fan page?
That's a great question. I'm really lucky because like my head instructor, he like loves, he's like addicted to the Facebook fan page. So like we're doing our posts automatically. Like I'm in the same pipeline with you guys. I have all my automatic posts go out that we do for Champions Way clients. But actually, yes, my head instructor, he's always on there. I don't have to make them. I'm lucky with that, but I would. But he really loves the students, and your instructors, like I wouldn't make them like post every single day, but I would at least have them check like at least to respond. You know what I mean? Like to respond to what people are saying. But yeah, I don't have to worry about that. I'm lucky, I guess. Yeah. I know Sensei Brego is always on this page. Yeah, you're trying to get the other guys on there, Sensei? Yeah. To respond. Yeah.
Okay, question. Would we want a fan page or a group page or, I mean, what's the difference between the profile, the fan page, the group page, all these things that have been thrown out there? Which one, as a business owner, do we want? And how do we market each one?
Okay, actually that's a great question because we just did a webinar about I think it was about a month ago. The difference between a Facebook fan page and a group page. Okay, you definitely for your business you want to have a fan page start first. But now the thing is, see that's the cool thing about social. Well, not the cool thing. The interesting thing about social media, Facebook changes things so much. So now they're adding features to the group page. They're actually I want to have everybody get on the group page as well. They're changing it. And then same thing, we wanted to do something in the sidebar of Facebook for the fan pages, and then we found out that Facebook was no longer allowing you to do that. So that's why we had to make the FBML page. So it's changing so fast, and the thing is though, the fan page is definitely more effective right now than a group page for a couple reasons. Number one, there's a limit on the fans, okay? You can only have 5,000 fans on a group page. I'm sorry, I'm saying on a group page. On the fan page, unlimited. It's unlimited. The other thing too is that Facebook recommends fan pages. Okay, when you become a new user on Facebook, based on, remember Facebook uses a social graph. So it's based on all these different things. When you become a member, all your interests, hobbies, everything, they're not doing that for no reason. They're collecting data. They're collecting this information and they're storing it. So when someone else goes on Facebook, it's going to recommend them to become friends with somebody that has similar interests. Unlike Google that just says like, oh, yep, here's all the people, or here's all the different businesses. So that's the unique thing about Facebook. So, but now they're allowing some document features on group pages. But to answer your question, right now, let's focus on Facebook. We'll get you started on Facebook first, the fan page, then the group page. Yeah, because what happens is you have to start managing things. The other question for everybody too is some people will say, well, what about if I have a fan page for all my different programs? Don't. Tried it. That's the thing. Like all the clients know. Like I've tried everything. They've seen. We've tried it. Like it's battle tested. You'll never keep up with all the updates. Now we made things specific for like bully prevention for that particular town, like bully prevention, Turnersville. Anti-abduction, things like that, Turnersville. And those pages have done okay for us. We've kept them up there, but we're not updating them all the time. So have one fan page. Yeah. Okay, Dima.
Maybe I'm asking a moot point, but I was just thinking with the iPad, when somebody comes in to sign up, typically right now our lead form is the waiver. They fill out the information, it's got the waiver, they sign it. What's your thoughts on having digital signatures and having them be able to just go right on the Facebook, onto your iPad, whatever, and sign up at your studio via an iPad and have your waiver and your contracts and all that stuff just all done right there?
I think that'd be great. John, I'm not sure where we are with that, but I think John can answer that question.
It's actually really cool. We just beta tested this with one of our clients. We made a field, and the field was called a long text box. And in the text box, we have the I understand that blah, 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 blah. So they scroll through it, and right underneath it is another field called an I agree checkbox. If they check the box and you hit save, you have the digital record of all their information. They've read the terms, they've clicked I agree. So it's something that's working for a client. If you'd like that, put your hand up. Okay, done. We'll have it out next month.
Bean?
Yeah, remember this.
Oh yeah, it's real good.
So with the profile, so you have a profile page and then you can establish your fan page and you have your group page. How necessary is it to have your fan page associated with your profile page? I don't know if you've addressed that yet or not, but.
Actually, yes. We didn't address it this time, but you can't have a fan page unless you have a personal page. That's like Facebook. You can't just you cannot make a fan page without having a personal fan page. So I could answer the question that pretty much everybody would be thinking. So here's the thing. Here's your two options. So you have to join up on Facebook, and we actually saw a couple clients this week that were set up illegally. Not illegally, but eventually they would get kicked off Facebook because the name of their personal profile was like ABC Karate. All right, and the reason why I know is because it already happened to me and about 4 other people that I know. Like my name before was Champions Martial Arts, like Champions Martial Arts. And once I got up to 2,000 fans, I was deleted. So that happened to me. That was about 2 years ago. So that can happen. So that's the thing is you have to have a personal fan page. I'm sorry, a personal page, if you want to have a fan page. Now, if you don't want to post on your personal page, or you don't really want to be active on your personal page, then that's it. Just don't be active on it. Don't really accept any friends. You don't have to do anything, and just be all on your fan page all the time for business. Yes, that's what you would have to do. You could just use the filters, not accept a lot of friends, or accept no friends. Everybody's been different with that too, because some people, they're worried about people contacting them from the past. Everybody's different. It's the truth.
Okay, Sensei Nick.
Yes,
so
sir.
you're the social media expert. Ping just came out, and I know that's really good for musicians. I've talked to a lot of musicians that are super stoked. Is that something that you think we could utilize? Is that something that we could get an edge with? Any ideas?
I think you definitely could use it. I think it's cool how they're having the Facebook likes coming up with it when you go on there. I don't know if you saw that today. Yeah, like Bing's working on it. They have like a new application where you actually could see like when you from the search engines, like they're integrating it with Facebook. So again, that's another thing that's coming out. Like every week, they're coming out with something.
Wait, I think
Yeah.
you misunderstood. I was talking about Ping with a P.
Oh, Ping?
Like iTunes.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about that?
I do. We actually used that for a while. We actually built our own application for Champions Way, which is a little more efficient than Ping. We've been using that for a while. But yeah, I mean that's an easy way to automate any type of just if you want to do posts, like if you want to go to all the different networks. Yeah, that's been out for about 4 years. Yeah. Ping.fm. Yeah.
Sensei, can you elaborate more? I know I've done some things with the social media where when we did our bully prevention seminars that you had us do April, May, and June, and then we went to the Karate Kid movie. I picked up an intro, a 6-week intro the other day, just because one of the mothers on Facebook who saw that we did free bully prevention seminars came in. She was talking to somebody else. They were going to take their kid to another school. And she talked them into not going to the other school and to coming to us just because we did the free seminars. And then also with the Facebook is I went to the Girl Scouts fan page. So now we're doing a free self-defense seminar for the Girl Scouts the first week of December. So if you could elaborate more on how important it is to tie in the things that the free seminars that you're doing onto the Facebook fan page.
That's just a great point. So, guys, Mike, again, like, you know, he's been a library client. He does everything. He does all the different events. What he's saying is those free events that we do, the bullying prevention, anti-abduction, all those events, they're free. Maybe you don't get any students from it, okay, but that's exactly what happens. You're on Facebook or you have different social videos that were up online, and it gets back to that. We call it the 24/7 marketing. What happens is like the video from bully prevention stays on there on YouTube, or the people see something on a fan page, and people go back and they see it later. All right, maybe not when he did it, but they exactly like he's saying. Then that's why they choose him over the competition, because wow, he does bully prevention seminars, he does the anti-abduction seminars, the drug awareness seminars. That's the kind of stuff that people want to find online. It doesn't matter if you're an MMA school or any type of school. If you're not giving back to the community, okay, that's the kind of stuff you need to do, or you're going to attract the people that you don't want. Sorry, Sensei.
2 more questions.
I have a question about LinkedIn. How can we use LinkedIn to help grow the business also? That's another social media network is LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn is very good for getting new staff. That's good, similar to like a Craigslist. Like you're not going to really market your school on LinkedIn. People go on there to like actually get like jobs. If you're looking to hire someone maybe has a sales background, you're definitely going to find people with sales backgrounds on LinkedIn. Maybe a program director, martial arts instructors too. I think pretty much you might be able to find some people that are involved in the martial arts. But that's really what you would use LinkedIn for. Like I would still be on there. People, because you should always be looking for staff, always. Like seriously, like my nephew, he's taking over my school, and I tell him all the time. I said from when I was doing martial arts all the time when I was teaching, everywhere I went, I would look at every single person to see if maybe that could be my next instructor. Waiters, people that worked anywhere, I was always looking at them. Maybe I can provide them with a better opportunity. So LinkedIn would be, I would use that for more like trying to program directors, sales guys, instructors. Because who's on LinkedIn in here? Anybody? Who's on LinkedIn? There you go. Yeah, a lot of school owners. Even in a way, Bert, to network with other ones, just in a way to network. I don't think it's going to be anything for lead generation, but instructor training and so forth. I'm sorry, to try to recruit instructors and staff. Yes, sir.
Just one quick question. You've often mentioned iPad and sometimes iPhone. When in the near future will Champions Way's Perfect Mind be available through the iPad or an iPhone?
Sensei John?
Because I've been trying all day and I haven't been getting it.
Okay.
I'll actually cover that. The browser version of Perfect Mind is right now still in beta basis. You can do a lot of things on iPad and iPhone and Mac computers with the browser version. There's limited functionality that's still missing, which they will be available in the next few months. Our goal is to be able to make it fully released before the end of the year, but we might go a little bit over, but very soon, very soon.
Thank you, Nima.
Same thing, it's a browser version, so as long as you have any device that gets connected to internet and has a browser on it, you can access Perfect Mind. Right now, you can access Perfect Mind and library with your iPhone, your iPad, your Mac computer, anything.
Sensei, I do anti-abduction, anti-kidnapping, and bully prevention every other month. So every month we're doing it. Currently, I'm charged. It's about an hour and a half seminar. I charge about $15, so I keep it real affordable for the community. You recommend I charge or more of a charity type of thing and do it for free?
I mean, I've always, me personally, I've always done it for free. But I mean, I do know schools that do charge for it. It's more of a personal thing. I mean, when we do assemblies for school systems, we get paid for them. So, but I mean, anything I've done in my school, I have never charged for bully prevention. You know, I think it'll come back to you more. And like $15, that's not even that bad, you know? So I mean, really, I think you're better off probably just doing it for free in the future. But if you go outside, like for an assembly or something like that, like we won't charge for the Girl Scouts. We won't charge for like Boy Scouts, any groups like that, like, you know, event, like groups. But when we go to a school system, like I do charge for that, like, you know, and we get paid, that's good. Yeah, because we usually go like all day and teach. But some schools, like, we don't do it for free, they won't let us in. So it's kind of different, but in school, definitely don't charge. That's just my opinion.